Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning. Got a big show lined up. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. It's going to be a high today of 65 and a low. We're talking about a 43, maybe even 41. So it's getting, that cold weather's getting here. We're getting into some January weather. I get tickled. All last week, people were talking about how hot it's so hot and everything. Now they're going to talk about it's too cold. But can't be satisfied. That's just human nature. But you just roll with the flow, folks, and deal with it. It's going to. I really enjoy cold weather, especially in January and February. It's by the end of February, though, I'm tired of it too. So anyway, we're going to have some cold weather coming. I think Thursday it's not going to even get out of the 40s. So be prepared. This will be the warmest day of the week. Okay. River readings. We haven't had a lot of movement on river. It's just been high. It's been high for about 2 weeks now. It's got a slow decrease over in Apalachicola at Bluntstown, but it's right at 12 foot today, and it may get on down to 11 by the middle of the week. Okay, but it's not going to be. It's going to be high water. Saltahatchee had taken a little dip down to about 6 foot, but this morning's reading about a 9 foot, and it's on the rise. And even after some of that rain on Sunday, I think it's going to be going up a little bit higher. So it's predicted by Thursday and Friday up around 11 foot, looks like. Okay, our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Their motto is when caring counts. They're located right here on 23rd Street. We'll have a low tide at 7:31 and a high tide at 9:26 tonight, and we're looking at a good strong tide, and it's going to taper off a little bit during the week. Our marine forecast will be northeast at about 5 to 10. All right, we'll take our break and be right back. Welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. We're going to start off on a little video now. This is a email video. It's not going to be real clear and everything, but it's going to be short. And really, I want you to get, this is one of these little family things. It's my great nephew, Dylan Chester, 7-year-old Dylan Chester up there in Bristol, Florida, son of Matthew and Lynette Chester. And it would be it'd be my dad's great grandson, and his only great grandson. And he's going to be an outdoorsman. So this is his first deer he got shooting in front of dogs and all, and his dad and his dad, his granddad and great granddad, and his great uncle me loved to dog hunt and used to do a lot of it. But anyway, he's excited. You know, I got kinfolk scattered from Teologia and Hosford and Bristol, all Bluntstown, all through the woods up there, and I love every one of them, and I just get a kick out of just visiting them, being around them, and they're just good down-home folks. And this is I'm going to try to run it. Now, listen to his voice. He's real excited. He goes home, Dad takes him home, he's in the driveway. His mom is videoing him. So we're gonna play this and just try to pick up his excitement on it, okay?
Hey, well, I shot a doe today, December 28, 2014. First doe shot out, and there was other does, but they ran off. So then I shot this one. Then I shot by myself, and I found it behind me. And then when we went to find it, well, my dad went that way, and I went this way. I was like, is that a piece of tile or the deer? And I was like, no, it's a piece of tile. But then I went to check, and then it was the deer. And so this is my first doe that I killed, and the first one shot out of our tree stand.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's on your face?
Blood.
Blood. For what?
Oh, because when you shoot your first deer, you put blood on your face.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. I hope you enjoy that. That's just some, you know, that's the first deer, and it's just exciting. And all throughout the Panhandle, I get pictures like that, and you know, all throughout the Southeast, and just deer hunting is a lot of fun. These young kids really enjoy it. Now, I wanted to let's go into that. I wanted to finish up. We talked the other day about my New Year's resolution. I never did finish them, and I wanted to get back to them if I can find them on here. Let's see on my notes. One of them I know. Let's see. I wanted to. Okay, here's what they were. And I didn't finish them yesterday, and I was talking about the Panhandle Outdoors. We're going to have the best year ever. I always say that, and I always mean it. We're going to be a great year on Panhandle Outdoors. It was. I wanted, outdoor. These are my outdoor resolutions. I wanted to flounder more. I thought I just didn't get to flounder much this past year. One of my resolutions is to flounder more. And also more dove shoot. Now, we had a good dove shoot during the Christmas holidays. I got a call from Mandy Miller Warren on a Friday night, and we all went on Saturday after lunch and just had a great shoot. In fact, I'll have that video this week, and we had a really good time and a really good shoot. I also want to duck hunt more. So that's those three things, and I have not caught a lot of flathead catfish down in Weewall. I want to catch some more flathead catfish, and also I want to fly fish more. And we fly fish a little bit all every year. I just want to fly fish more. And also one more, I want to fish more out of Howard's Creek. I used to fish a lot out of Howard Creek years ago. And went back down there this past year with a dadgum pole, if you remember, and had a good fishing trip. Just brought back a lot of memories, and I love that area down there. So that's some of the Panhandle Outdoors things I want to do. Also in personal, you always want to eat healthy, get more sleep, and those kind of things. It's hard to get enough sleep in the schedule I have doing the show and working. And speaking of working, I always have one on teaching. Every year I have challenged myself to come up with something new and innovative for my outdoor class. Well, as long as I've been teaching, it's getting harder and harder to come up with something. But I really, for the school year, so I'm really going to work on that. I 2 years ago came up with a tracking system, how kids could identify tracks, and but we're going to work on that too. So anyway, resolution just always makes you, so give you some goals to go for, and you don't achieve everything, but you do achieve some. That's better than not achieving anything, is the way I've always looked at it since I was a young person, and I always like to do resolutions, and it's a sort of self-evaluation. You just want to continue to do that. Okay? Now, I do have some pictures. Let's see if we can get to a couple of more pictures. I didn't get all of them finished in yesterday, but we'll see if we get them on here now. We had some good ones. Okay, let's take a look at this one right here. Jetty fishing, you can go out to jetty, folks, and you can really have some good luck. This during Christmas holiday, this a couple of days ago, really, Savannah Barwick, great picture, pretty redfish, and you always want to take that net with you when you're out there fishing at the jetties, okay? All right. Now this is I got a good email. This is the Taylor family. This is Johnny Taylor, Dad Houston Taylor. They went out and they're talking about bass fishing. Listen, That's 2 fish at one time. All right, you see that right there? Now, Houston Taylor and the Taylor family is some of the best bass fishermen you'll ever get around. This particular trip, they caught 73 bass. They caught 2 bass, okay, on one cast 3 different times. Okay, that's when you're a really good fisherman right there. That's some really nice fishing, Johnny. So thanks for sharing that picture with us. Okay, the old general store. This is just an old friend of mine that he and his wife still live there in Gaston County, and they still do their own sausage the old-fashioned way. This is Johnny Hall, and you can see just a little series of pictures here. Debbie sent these to me, and they grind them up, put them in the grinder there. And then you got the old smokehouse. It's replica of the original old smokehouses up in the Panhandle, and that's a lot of good sausage hanging up, and that'll be cooked the old-fashioned way, just slow cooked and slow smoked. Just hang them up there like that, and that's some really good meat. You get a smoke going, and it's a process you go through, and the early settlers did it this way. So good job there. Now let's jump into duck hunting right here. This is that's up there at Providence area. Okay, this is Dylan Skinner. Saturday morning, duck hunting at a pond. They flew. Remember, Saturday it was still hot, and they flew. Now he had a group of people hunting. They got limited out, and it was windy. Remember, Saturday morning had wind and hot. But he said they flew at about 10 o'clock that morning, which is unusual for them to fly that much. They had a gadwall in there and some wood ducks, and just a good collection of ducks. Okay, let's skip over that one and go to this next one here. That's Chip Seal. Chip Seal just was a Facebook post that he sent. That he just won his battle with cancer. We really had a lot of thoughts and prayers for him. Now, this is right here. This is a good story. I'm about to read this. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break. I'm going to come back and read this email to you on this one. Okay, let's take a break. Okay, I'm going to have a series of pictures in this email. Brad Babinski from Callaway sent it to me, and I was fascinated reading it because this is a textbook way to deer hunt. I was just so tickled reading it and everything, and it ended up a very successful hunt. But I want you to, as I read this email to you, we'll show you the picture, but I want you to understand, too, look at the little details, how he did everything the right way, and it ended up on a good note. So I'm going to read this to you and show you that. Here's a buck right here. It says, "Hey, Winston, I've been hunting hard since bow season opened without any luck. I had 2 weeks off over the holidays to hunt, but the weather was not cooperating. I picked a few days where the temperatures were lower and the wind was right, and hunted a stand that was showing a couple of nice bucks that wouldn't show up while I was there. On New Year's Eve, I checked the cam on my other plot and found this buck was showing up the past 2 mornings. I switched strategies to go after this buck instead and sat on that stand on New Year's morning. Now, let me interrupt right now. We talk about being flexible as a hunter. That's a classic case of where he was flexible. He decided to go from one stand to another stand because of the camera showing that big buck. All right, move on. It said at first light, so that means it's out early. At first light, I saw some movement at the edge of my plot and looked through the scope to see him quartering, staring at my stand. I took the shot and he ran off, leaving me to second guess my shot placement. I waited 30 minutes before I climbed down and checked for blood. At the site of the shot, I found some lung blood and hair. I also found some blood where he exited the plot on the other side to go into some short pines. Knowing it was a good lung shot, I waited another 30 minutes before I resumed trailing him and found him piled up about 80 yards away. And here's a picture of him. This is a nice buck. Okay, his rough score is around 95, which makes him the best buck off our land in the past 7 years that we've been managing it. But his body weight was 171 pounds, which is a testimony to the good nutrition we have been providing with our food plots. I approximate his age at 4.5 years based on the fact we have known about this buck for several years and have passed on shooting him. Happy New Year, Brad Babinski from Callaway. And what's great about that is that, that's great deer management. They've seen the buck as a young buck. We always say, let them go, let them grow. He had good, healthy food plots, and you see the result of it. He made a good shot. He made a good decision on the stands, got a good decision on the wind. See how all those little things sort of merge together. And, of course, a lot of times the luck counts too, but that's not luck right there. That's good, hard hunting. He's hunted hard for, since bow season, but he stayed after it and didn't give up. So good job, Brad, on that. Really, thanks for sharing that video with us too, okay? Now, I've got a couple of names for the pickle jar. I'm going to add, let's see, and send these in. I'll be getting them in all week. Wanda Jones, Panama City, we'll add you. Wanda Jones, Levon Bilsma, Lynn Haven, Bob Bilsma, Lynn Haven, and Graham Jones from Panama City. Good viewers here, good folks here. And what we do, we put them on, I don't know if you ever noticed what people ask what we put them on and all. This is we'll have to give you a close-up of these. This is the back of a card. I used to collect old fishing tackle. I don't collect them much anymore, so we use the same size cards so everybody have the same chance on them. And now we're talking more about it. Says wanted old fishing tackle for collection. All right. Now I wrote down something about Ducks Unlimited. This cold blast of air we had last week. If you look on the Ducks Unlimited app on their website, on the app or the website, either one, you can still get the same information. And the ducks have started really moving, some mass migration moving down from the north with that cold. And then, I don't know if you saw the weather chart, when it's so hot down here. Well, 95% of the country was freezing. And we just had a little section here in Florida and South Alabama that wasn't. And those ducks are getting pushed down. So check out that. And now we got a cold blast again coming next couple of days. So those combined, we get some really good duck action probably coming up. But remember, we only got like 3 weekends left of the duck season. It's going to go out January 25th. So be aware of that. Then after that now, there'll of course be what's called a youth duck hunt. Always the following weekend after the season closes. So that will be January the 31st and February the 1st. You can take some kids on a youth duck hunt anywhere, as long as your adults, licensed adult is with them. So that's something to look forward to, and we'll be talking more about that. Also, quail season, talking about seasoning birds and all. Quail season will be going out on March the 1st. So you'll have the rest of this month and the whole month of February. We always like to try to go in February. So, but the big emphasis now, of course, is on bucks and different things going on with the bucks. We're going to talk about that in the next segment. But let me show you one of my little Christmas presents. One of my granddaughters, Maddie McKenzie, gave me. It looks like a fishing lure, doesn't it? Check this out. I kept, when I opened up the present Christmas morning, I kept looking for the hooks on here. It didn't have hooks. They said, pull it apart. So I pulled it apart, and what it is a telescoping, look at here, rod. Check that out. Okay, so a telescoping rod, and it is It's not a big rod, but I can put the reel right up underneath it like this, and we can. But you know what else they told me I could use it? I could use it as a pointer, like on the board back here. I'm pointing on something in my classroom. So I'm gonna probably take this to school and also use it as a pointer. So I thought that was really cool. Any kind of little things like this are really cool to give an outdoorsman. All right, we'll take our break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Let's take a look at our fishing game forecast today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Had one early this morning, and it's over with, but this afternoon be really good, and it's going to be a good, bright, sunny day, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and this weather's changing, so there'll be some game moving around. There'll be a little bit of fish action today, too, so be aware of that. Now, we're talking about deer season, and we're going to talk about fishing also. But I've showed this chart before, but I want you to understand different stages. This chart that I just made up over the years of my experiences, myself, and then a lot of friends who are deer hunters, and talking to them, and a lot of viewers. So I put together a little chart about different phases of deer hunting, and we're talking about the preseason, but we're down about number 4 and 5 right now. We've done all 1, 2, and 3. Just finished, deer spooked a lot now because of the holiday, but we sort of in a pre-rut and a rut. 4 and 5 are sort of blending together in different areas. And to show you what I'm talking about, I've done this chart before, but I'm going to show you, this comes from FWC biologist, wildlife biologist, in a study of 2010. I don't expect you to see the detail, but each little dot there in the counties is where they've studied when the does go and go into estrus, or go into the breeding cycle, and you see the different areas where they've done it. So now, on top of that, I'm going to put this one right here, and this is a chart that we've talked about before. I've had it on here. You may not be able to see the date, but I'm going to use my pointers and just show you. Jeff, can we get a little bit closer? I can't hardly read that myself. I don't know. I want to show you just a couple things. Just show you the times. Like let's see, right here. Look at that little pointer. Okay, this is Bay County, this is Gulf County, but look at here, February the 8th in Gulf County, but go back over here to Franklin County, January the 11th, Liberty County, January 29th, okay, but right next to it, Gaston County, February 3rd, we're Calhoun County, and this section right here, December 24th, okay, and then go up here, Jackson County, February, they really got 2 days. Look at the difference. That's 3 weeks right there. Bay County, January 26th. Okay, right here. And then go up here to, look at Walton County. They took the deer out of No Coos Plantation right there, February 17th. and then Holmes County and Washington County February the 7th in that area there. But what the fascinating thing about this is the diversity of the time. And as I looked at it, I get fascinated because Jeff and I were just talking on a commercial break. He'd come through Blackwater River State Forest recently, and he saw a yearling with spots on it. And here it is in middle of January, and you see something like that, which means that doe was bred late in the season, and it's not. This is not exact science. And different areas, you just need to be aware that in different areas that there are going to be different times. But you just see the flexibility right here on February the 8th over here in Gulf County, and in January, like 3 or 4 weeks right there around Jordan County. So, and the big question, how long does the season last? Well, the biologists tell me it's anywhere from usually the 2 to 3 week period, and it's according to the age of the doe, and also the location of where they're located. There's a lot of hunting pressure and all. It won't last as long. If it's in a fenced-in area, it can last a lot longer. So it is something that we need to know as outdoorsmen, need to know as hunters, and so we can be prepared for that. But we're right at the stage now where we're going into a hunting season, the peak of hunting season. Like I say, January is my favorite month to hunt, and it's because of that. So I'm going to try to hunt just about every weekend. In fact, I will hunt every weekend in January, and even I might have to take a day or two off from work if things are. I know y'all don't do stuff like that, but on occasion we've done stuff like that when the red snapper's biting and the big buck trout. So anyway, be aware of that. Now, speaking of, if you have any question on that, you can find it on the FWC website. Now, let's real quick, I know it's early, but I used that phrase a while ago, be prepared. That's the Boy Scout motto, be prepared. I just preach it to my class all the time, just especially in outdoor activities, and make sure you're gun-sighted in, make sure you've done your homework. Like Bob Babinski earlier, he'd done all his homework and everything and ended up with that big buck. So coming up right around the corner now is spring gobbler season. In March, I always think about two things. Okay, February I think about quail, but in March I think about the Spanish mackerel. We're going to be fishing before you know it. So be aware of that, and also spring gobbler. Also, I was asked a question this week, do I think the trout are up in the feeder creeks? No, I do not. We've had too much warm weather the last couple of weeks, and now we get this cold weather coming up. We should be getting some trouts coming up there, like in Sandy Creek area and all that, but I don't believe they're there now. It's just hasn't been cold enough. The water temperature is not cold enough in the base system, so even the hot water canal, I don't think are going to have much action on it. So be aware of that. Okay, that pretty well takes care of everything. Tomorrow we'll have a guest on. Then the following day we're going to have that big dove shoot we went on during the holidays. We've got all kinds of things coming on. Make sure you send your names in to register for the drawings. We're going to be drawing this Friday, and there's not a lot of names in there right now, so you got a really good chance. You got a real strong chance of winning. All right? You make sure you have a great day at work, a great day at school, whatever you do. Always do something good in outdoors. Always help someone else, okay? Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.